everyone, this is Lisa from boardwalkskater.com. Today I'm going to talk to you guys about removing your wheels from your skateboard and properly putting them back on again. There's lots of reasons why you might want to take your wheels off, chiefly to do maintenance, which you should be doing every couple months, going, cleaning everything out, oiling your axle, possibly greasing your bearings if they need it. So you definitely want to take your wheels off for that and have a good look-see. Make sure everything's copacetic. There's no rust on your bearings, stuff like that. You might have a bearing that goes bad and you want to put new bearings in or upgrade to different wheels. Lots of reasons, but you need to know how to take your wheels off, look at all the components, take them apart, and put them back together properly. So that's what we're going to talk about today. You're going to need a T-tool. A T-tool contains every possible tool that you'll need to make adjustments on your skateboard or longboard. This is less than $10. You should absolutely have this with you wherever you go because you may need to make an adjustment or tighten something up on the fly, and this will definitely help if you've got that in your back pocket. I'm also using, to pull the bearings, it's basically just this paint tool that pulls lids off of paint cans. Usually get this for free at, a big box store when you buy paint. You could use a flathead screwdriver. That might work as well. 3-in-1 lubricating oil. You need that before you put all your components back onto the axle. You can find this at a hardware store. It's very common. It's great for skateboards, roller skates, bicycles, anything. If you're changing out wheels by chance, have those ready to go as well. So in the interest of time, I have taken off the nut here that's holding the bearings and wheel onto the axle. When you pull the wheel off, there's going to be a little space there. Save that. That's really important. And then on the back side, there's another spacer. And hopefully you can see this, but on the inside, there's also another thicker spacer that keeps the inside bearing and the outside bearing properly spaced when the wheel is on the axle, okay? So now we need to pull out those bearings, have a look-see, do cleaning if needed, and I'm just gonna use this tool to get a little bit of leverage and try and pull out the bearing. Just go around, not super hard, just kind of gently pulling on the bearing, and that'll pop out. And there's that thicker spacer that I talked about. And then with that inside bearing, you can just take your tool, push down, and it'll probably pop out pretty easily. Okay, so now we're down to the wheel, the two bearings, that inside spacer, two inside and outside spacers, and that nut that bolts everything on. So check all those out. Make sure they're clean, grime-free, grit-free. Grab a paper towel, clean that all off. You can use acetone as a solvent to kind of get all that grease and grime off. And then take a look at your axle here. Mine looks really clean because I just cleaned it all last night. But oftentimes I find like my own hair wrapped around the axle, nasty gunk. Clean all that off with a paper towel. Get it looking nice and shiny and new. And then you're going to want to oil it as a part of your maintenance routine here. Using your 3-in-1 oil, you really only need like, I would say a drop, maybe 2 at most. And since I yanked everything off, I'm just going to be adding a drop on again. Okay. So I'm going to assume at this point all of your components are clean. you just want to put it all back together again. Very simple. Just undo everything we just did, right? So take your bearing, pop that in the back side, get your spacer in there, put the other bearing in. All right, you might have to tap it a little bit to get it to align. Grab your back inside spacer, put that on the axle, then put your wheel on, then put your other spacer on, and then your bolt. Easy peasy. Now, this part is important. I'm going to talk about tightening and how tight it should be and the things to look for. So I'm going to tighten this down. Now, if you tighten it too much, your wheel won't spin at all, okay? And if it's too loose, you'll get like this rock in your wheel. It could rock this way when you do like this to the wheel. It could be loose in this direction, so when you pull up on it, if you have too much movement or rock, that's not good. So we want it to be tight enough so that the wheel spins, but not so tight that there's a lot of play, either this way or this way when you pull up on it. So you don't want it to rock, you don't want it to move around, so just make very small adjustments until you get it right and it's spinning nicely, just like it was before. And there you go. And that's really all there is to it. So I hope this was helpful and you don't feel intimidated trying to take apart your board, look at all the components, clean them, do basic maintenance. You know, invest in the T-tool, get some oil, get comfortable with cleaning and maintaining your wheels. I mean, it will be so much nicer when you go out and skate on freshly oiled and cleaned components. I promise you'll want to do it on the regular. Okay, well, I hope this was helpful for you. If you have any questions, be sure to leave me a comment and I will definitely answer those. Talk to you later. Bye.